Imagine this. You're about to eat lunch when suddenly, you get the hiccups. You laugh, you drink some water, but they don't stop. Not that day, not that week. Now imagine those hiccups lasting for 68 years straight. Yup, that actually happened. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's episode is full of hiccups, surprises, and the most unusual world record you've ever heard. Let's rewind to 1922 in a quiet town in Iowa, USA. A 28-year-old farmer named Charles Osborne was going about his day, doing something totally ordinary, preparing to weigh a pig. This wasn't just any pig, it was huge, around 350 pounds. As Charles picked it up, he slipped slightly, and something happened inside his body. He didn't fall or get hurt, but suddenly, a hiccup. At first, Charles laughed it off. "Must have pulled something," he said. But the hiccups didn't go away. They kept going, and going, and going. Doctors were baffled. They believed he'd burst a tiny blood vessel in his brain, right near the medulla oblongata, the part of the brain that controls involuntary actions like breathing and hiccuping. That tiny burst set off the world's longest case of hiccups, and one of the strangest medical mysteries in history. Charles began hiccuping 20 to 40 times a minute. That's more than 900 hiccups in an hour, over 15,000 a day. And get this, he hiccuped like that every single day for 68 years. You might think that would make life impossible. But Charles never gave up. He figured out how to live around his hiccups. Since he couldn't eat solid food without choking, he switched to an all-liquid diet. Every meal was pureed and sipped through a straw. But he still went on with his life. He got married twice, had 8 children, and worked for the same farm company for over 30 years. Also, he appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, where the audience was stunned by his gentle hiccuping on live TV. He became a mini superstar. Despite the constant sound, Charles stayed positive and kind. In fact, people say he rarely complained. Now here's a fun and amazing fact. Doctors estimated that by the time Charles stopped hiccuping, he had hiccuped more than 430 million times. That's more than the number of seconds in 13 years, hiccuping nearly every second. Then, in a twist no one expected, in 1990, his hiccups just stopped. After 68 years. No surgery, no medicine, no explanation. They simply disappeared. Charles was 96 years old. He passed away peacefully the next year, finally hiccup-free. His story remains a symbol of endurance, humor, and the weird wonders of the human body. Let's think about this. First, what's the longest you've ever had the hiccups? Next, what tricks do you use to get rid of them? And finally, can you imagine going to school or playing sports with hiccups nonstop? Next time you get the hiccups, try counting them. Then compare your total to Charles's 430 million. Sometimes it's not the big things that make a story amazing. It's the tiny things that last a lifetime. And that's the end of today's hiccup-filled episode of Believe It or Not. Charles Osborne proved that even something as silly as hiccups can become one of the strangest records in the world. But next time, we're going from hiccups to head bumps. We'll meet a man who hit his head and woke up with a super memory. He could remember almost everything he saw, like a human camera. How is that possible? Find out in episode 22. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.